Before we jump in, let's be real. This podcast contains jokes, laughter, and a whole lot of real talk. Yes, we cover serious crimes. Yes, we add a little humor, but never, and I mean never, at the expense of the victims or their families. If you're sensitive, easily offended, or the type to clutch your pearls every time someone laughs during a true crime story, this may not be the podcast for you. But if you like your true crime with a little bit of spice, a lot of honesty, and just enough petty to keep it fun, welcome to Melanin Mysteries, baby. Let's get into it. Welcome to episode 50 of Melanin Mysteries. So, Bess, we really did it. 50
Yeah.
episodes in. So, that's 50 cases, 50 plot twists, and 50 solid reasons why we double check everybody's life insurance policies now. So, to mark this milestone, we're taking it back to our roots with the hometown case straight out of Cleveland, the shocking and tragic story of Uloma Curry Walker and William Walker. Now, this one was actually recommended by our listener, DeWitt. He's not from Cleveland, but once we saw how wild this case was and how perfectly it fit into our hometown narrative, we had to do it because it's giving East Side drama with the West Side consequences. So, we've also got a special guest joining us on this one, Danita, one of our amazing listeners who stepped up to help us break this one all the way down. And I've warned Willie to be on his best behavior today.
Yeah, and Danita from Cleveland too.
Yes, that's why
Yeah.
we did a Cleveland case.
Don't do that.
So, before we dive into this hot pot of betrayal, manipulation, and ma'am, seriously, we just want to say thank you. Whether you've been here since episode 1 or you just found us while dodging true crime burnout, your support means everything. We couldn't do this without y'all. So make sure you grab your headphones, your drink of choice, maybe a Polish boy from Dale's or B&M if you're feeling real Cleveland about it, and let's get into the twisted tale of Uloma, who had a fake cancer diagnosis, a firefighter husband, and a murder for hire plot that no one saw coming
Mm.
except maybe the IRS. And I'm your host, Tiffany.
I'm your co-host Willie.
And I'm your guest co-host, Danita. By the way, thank y'all for having me. This is nice. It don't smell like roaches or nothing.
There we go. Let's get it done. Let's get her done. All right, now here we go. So your wife was hungry, so she sent you to get something to eat real quick for dinner. Definitely a McDonald's type of night, but we talking Cleveland, so let's do this. We got Dale's, we got B&M's, we got Mount Pleasant, we got Open Pit. You know what I'm saying? Just to name a few. You know what I'm saying? So you ready to chill for the evening, and the next thing you know,
William Walker was born August 2nd, 1968 in Cleveland, Ohio. His mother was Evelyn Walker, and she raised him as a single parent. He had a sister, Latasha, and a brother, Lawayne. Now, I wonder if they were twins, because they both of their names began with an L, and his name
that's a
was.
possibility. That is.
So it looks like he bounced around Cleveland as far as schools. At one point, he attended high school in Garfield and ran track. He even went to school in Akron. After high school, it took him a bit to find his footing and what he wanted to do career wise. And while he's still figuring himself out, he gets married to a woman named Rita. They had known each other since high school and got married in 1992. They have two children together, Melody in 1994 and Christopher in 1998. So he's doing his dad thing and finds a career that he believes will suit him. He becomes a firefighter and a paramedic. Some people are born to do certain things. William, he was operating in his gift. He was on a special squad as part of the Cleveland Fire Department called the Heavy Reserve Squad. They were essentially the best of the best and would do the most dangerous operations. William taught paramedic classes. He is clearly on the up and up and has his life in order. In 2000, he and Rita purchased a house on Lamson Road in East Cleveland.
So these documentaries be like East Cleveland, a charming historic neighborhood full of resilience and beauty. I'm gonna need y'all to stop trying to HGV the hood because ain't nothing charming about potholes big enough to swallow your car and corner stores with bulletproof glass thicker than a bank vault. But bless their
Yes.
heart, they really tried to sell East Cleveland like it was Twinsburg with seasoning.
Hey, look, but this is the crazy part about East Cleveland. So two things, right quick. Number one, we started our thing called Bucci Cat INC Realtors. So you literally, if you want to, you can go to East Cleveland, purchase 5 streets for the price of $135, right? I'm throwing it out there. That's number one. Number two, people who don't know East Cleveland, real quick story. East Cleveland, they are so of a small and janky place that they don't even have an actual jail. Did y'all know that? Y'all
Yeah,
didn't know that?
I didn't know
now
that.
I think about it, I never
No,
had
so
road
let me tell
rage
you a true
cars.
story.
Yeah.
I get pulled over for driving with no license, right? So they end up taking me in. I'm thinking they gonna go ahead and put me in jail. I post my bond. No, they ain't got a jail. They put me in the utility closet, y'all. I ain't making this up. I'm literally sitting next to the Fabuloso and the mops. You know what I'm saying? And the crazy part is the door didn't even close all the way. So I'm peeping out, looking down the hallway and everything. True story. I'm not making that up, man. So anybody that know East Cleveland, no, it's not what they make it out to be. East Cleveland is a
Okay.
horrible place.
You
Wait,
liable to lose a couple tires driving through East Cleveland.
but wait, hold on. So I was told
Look, look, they ain't even got potholes. They just missing parts of the street. Like
yeah,
the street
no,
just
for
gone.
real.
It just
For
it
real.
ain't a pothole. The street gone. You know what I'm saying? You look up like I swear Euclid was here the other day. I just saw Euclid.
No, but wait, why was I in the Sisters Who Kill group last week or a couple weeks ago? And they coming to Cleveland next month. So somebody was like, "Oh, y'all gotta go to open pit," and I'm sitting there like,
Mm-mm.
"Now, why would y'all send
Mm-mm.
civilians to the hood like that? They
Mm-mm.
not from
Don't do
Nah.
around.
that.
You can't
They
do that."
shouldn't have. See,
I'm like,
that's how
"You
you
gonna get them shot?" But I
yeah,
was like, "Let me
yeah,
mind my business."
they don't respect them. They should never told them that. But go ahead, girl. Go ahead. It's on you. It's on you.
So anyway, Will, he's doing his thing. He raising his kids, operating in his calling. And did we mention that Will wasn't just fighting fires? He was out here being a real pillar of the community. He served as the 47th past master of the Ecclesiastes Lodge number 120, part of the Prince Hall affiliated Masons. So yes, he was a man in uniform and a man of honor. And he wasn't just clocking in at the firehouse, he was showing up for his people, standing on business and moving with a purpose. He was a brother, a leader, and the kind of man you just don't forget. So William and Uloma, they met in 2013 at a community event, one of those grown and gathered type functions where the cologne is real strong, the fans, church fans is flapping, and the networking comes with the
Where
side
them
of party.
fans at?
What?
I said, where them fans at?
So
Go
anyway,
ahead.
Uloma Tashelle Curry was born August 6, 1971, somewhere in Ohio. Her parents, Floyd and Alberta Curry, were Nigerian, and Uloma was their only child. So there wasn't really too much information about her childhood. But clearly, it's some killers in my neighborhood because she lived in Garfield and
Mm-hmm.
Maple. And I really wonder if I ever crossed paths with her before and never paid attention. Because when I was looking at her picture, she did look kind of familiar, but who knows? So, anyway, after high school, Uloma got into a long term entanglement that turned into a marriage and eventually a divorce with Macklin Hines. So, Macklin appeared to have been a street nigga, sold drugs, but it don't look like he was doing it on a big scale. They had three kids, Jessica Macklin Jr. and Jacqueline, aka Jackie. It looks like they were living between Cleveland and Fort Lauderdale for some years. It's not clear when or where, but eventually the two got divorced and Uloma was back in Cleveland permanently. So when Uloma met Will, she was a single mother to three children. She was a teacher and a proud member of the Order of the Eastern Star. So she knew how to carry herself in a room.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And William, being a respected man, a respected firefighter, active mason, moved in similar circles. So when they cross paths, baby, don't spark flew like a fat chick in the back of a Cadillac and a dragging that wagon. Two communities focused, well respected individuals. Folks thought it was a perfect match, right? But behind Uloma's polished smile, oh, I got that name right. It was a storm brewing, right? He was drawn to her charm, strength, vulnerability, and all. And she was on him like, the kind of man who could offer stability, love, and access to some very important benefits. Now, the two, they were dating and dating and dating for years. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was 8 years. And eventually, Uloma, her son Macklin, and his girlfriend Ashley, and her daughter Jackie moved in with Will.
That's
Remember
cute.
the house in the hood on Lambton? Have y'all ever been on Lambton? Do you know Lambton? You know that street? Oh yeah. The only
No,
reason I know
never
because
have.
yeah, I used to work over there. Yeah, it's tragedy over there. Yeah, back in the day, I guess it was nice, but yeah, even during this time, it was horrible. So, I believe Will and Uloma lived upstairs. Macklin and Ashley lived downstairs. So, not long after moving in, Ashley and Macklin welcomed a baby. Jessica at this point was grown, and there was a lot of tension between her and Uloma, right? And she picked up and left the state. She said, I'm gone. Jackie was in her late teens by then, and she was halfway in between Uloma and Will's house and her boyfriend Chris Paget and his mom's house on the west side of Cleveland.
So I don't know if Uloma got tired of waiting on Will to pop the question and make an honest woman out of her or what, but there was a mutual decision made to get married. Uloma had been diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer in 2013, and her insurance wasn't enough to keep up with the treatments. Will had that good firefighter insurance along with the big heart, and he wanted to do whatever he could to take care of the woman he loved. Too bad it would cost him his life. Will and Uloma got married on July 7th, 2013. Now, it's okay to be nice, but don't be sweet. Because things are going great. Uloma is getting her treatments. Will got a promotion at work to lieutenant. He's making good money. He decides he's ready to move, and he and Uloma buy a house in Madison, Ohio. Madison out the way, out in the country. They both had nice cars, and they were going to let Macklin and Ashley stay at the house on Lambton.
All right, man. He trying to step up. So real quick, young ladies, got a quick question for y'all. This could be a love lies and alibis question, but it's not. How long y'all said? Like, how long would you be in a relationship, engaged before a person either propose or marry you? Eight
You got at
years? Is
this
that too
point, you
long?
got 2 years with me because I done did the 7, I done did
Oh,
5.
you
I
got.
you
Oh,
got
you.
about
Oh,
two
yeah. She like
years.
she a car lease. You decide what you want to do. You gonna drive or you gonna leave? Okay. All right. What about you? She quiet. What's going on? You all right? The cat got your tongue?
Look, I'm glitching.
Uh,
I'm twice bitten. I don't know. I've been married twice. I say I can give him a little time. I can give him about 2, 3
8 years? Eight
years.
years?
Nah, not 8. I can give him about two,
8 years,
three.
that's a long time. 8 years is like, okay, dog. Now come on, man.
Okay,
Come on,
let me
dog.
rephrase mine. Let me rephrase this because I'm
Yeah, you be
like,
too hard, Tiffany. Damn, know what I'm saying? It makes sense now. That's all I'm gonna say. Go ahead.
so first of all, you about to hate this even more because let's talk about this. Like, first of
Oh,
all,
damn.
it depends on when we have sex. If you hit this, we go together. So if we go together, we may as well go ahead and walk down the aisle because you might well
Good
be
Lord.
You
saying by
talking about
like
tomorrow?
about 90 days. That sounds about right at this point.
Hey, he think he Tiffany going in there wash up. She coming out with a wedding dress. Like, hold on now. How the pastor get in the room? All right, anyway. It's November 3rd, 2013, and Will and Uloma are set to move in a couple days. So Uloma was hungry, so she asked Will, hey, look, please, could you go grab me something to eat? I'm starving like Marvin in the vegetable garden. So Will goes out to grab the McDonald's, which is, well, that day McDonald's was a little bit better than it was now, and he comes back home, and I think it's around 8:30 p.m. So he gets out of the car. Next thing you know, Uloma and Macklin hear the gunshots. They run, both of them. They run outside. Ashley herself had just gotten back in the house. Uloma sees Will on the ground, and he's clearly been shot. So she calls 911.
911, can you please call your... I can't hear you. What's going on? She got shot, please. Who got shot? My husband, please. Please.
Surprisingly, EMS gets to the scene quick. Must have been a slow night. Definitely. We talk about East Cleveland
Well,
slash
they tell
Cleveland.
you that they might not be able to come till tomorrow, depending on
Man,
the severity of
seriously,
the
you might as well
situation.
just go. If you get shot, just pack up your stuff and just go ahead and hit. Don't go to Metro. Don't go to Metro, but just go
No,
ahead and
pack
go
up your
to.
stuff and go to the upper room because if they
Yeah,
might
exactly.
not
Because
come.
yeah, exactly. Because the closest thing is Metro. Well, no, University. They'll probably say you, but don't go to Metro, man. Because yeah, you go there with a you go there with strep throat and end up dying from a gunshot wound. Don't ask me how it happened, but that's how it is to Metro. So anyway, we said that they got to the scene real quick. Yoloma didn't tell the dispatcher who her husband was, so they assumed it was just a civilian shooting. But when the paramedics arrived on the scene, they immediately recognized, like, oh, bro, this is Will. Like, they know him, right? So when they got there, Will was still semi-conscious and able to speak. He told them that the killer was in the backyard before he lost consciousness. His wallet was missing and his pockets had been pulled out, looking like a robbery, but it was most likely the East Cleveland police officers who did it. Will was rushed to Metro Hospital. See, there you go. That's it right there. That's where he had an opportunity to live, but they took on the Metro. Lord, and rest in heaven also.
So by now, East Cleveland PD, they're also on the scene. So they check the backyard, but they don't find anything there. They did see a McDonald's bag on the ground, and they also found 4 9mm shell casings. So Uloma, she's with Will on the way to the hospital. So the officers they interview Macklin and Ashley separately since they were the only two home during the incident. So Macklin just said that he was at home waiting on Ashley to come back with some food. When he heard the gunshots, he and Uloma ran outside. That's when he saw Will on the ground, shot. And Uloma, she was hysterical, and that's when she called 911. And essentially, Ashley gave the same story. So now, Uloma, she's at Metro waiting on an update about Will's condition. So detectives had met her at the hospital trying to get a preliminary interview with her, and they said she was like all over the place. Understandably, her husband had just been shot. So It looked like, and this is about to attest to exactly what you just said about Metro. They said it looked like he was stabilizing, but then as soon as the medical team put him on a stretcher and took him to the ER for surgery, he just went downhill, and
It's
they ended up
over.
pronouncing him dead at 11:42 p.m.
Got to be more careful.
So the doctor comes out and she gives Uloma the news that Will didn't survive the shooting. But by now, she's clearly in shambles, and the detective team stopped the interview because she's clearly grieving. So other officers and detectives are still at the scene looking for evidence and canvassing the neighborhood.
Man, they believe that the shooter was a robbery. That's how it looks. But nothing really solid. A few days go by and detectives spin a block and speak with Yoloma again. She tell police that when she came outside, she saw a black man at the end of the driveway. She said the man didn't approach her or anything, but she really couldn't make him out enough to give them a good description. They asked if she knew anything about her neighbor, who it was, I guess it was known that him and Will, they had a couple heated interactions because I guess apparently the neighbor was a dope boy and Will, you ain't about to be doing all this around my house, neighbor or not. So Yoloma says that she really wasn't sure if they had any current beef, but did confirm that they did have a couple run-ins in the past. She don't think it's nothing that would, have escalated to murder. She also mentioned that Will would take his gun with him when he would walk the dogs, and that makes sense because you're in East Cleveland. Even the dogs ain't safe. They go to question the neighbor, but the neighbor is MIA. When talking to neighbors, another name was mentioned, Chad. So they asked Yoloma about Chad, right? Now we mentioned earlier that Chad Paget was Jackie's boyfriend. Yoloma was like, Chad, nah, couldn't be. He wouldn't have nothing to do with this. So they let her go. I mean, they really can't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? They speaking, so they started talking to Will's co-workers, but of course man, they ain't really got nothing. All they saying is how everybody love Will. Like I said, he was like the dude was the man in the neighborhood. They said they hear Uloma were a happily married couple, but he did have an issue with Chad, which again was Jackie's boyfriend. So keep that name in mind, y'all.
Now, that's a direct contradiction to what Uloma told detectives. They also came across a man named Johnny who knew Will as well. He had a small office where Will would do his training classes. He said that one day he needed help getting into the building. Will was cleaning out his office because he and Uloma were days away from moving out to Madison. Johnny had offered to help Will, and he said he thought it was odd that Will kept getting calls, and when he would answer, he would get really upset. But once he got off the phone, he was back to his normal chill self. He left around 4 p.m. that evening, and that was the same day Will was shot and killed. Rita, who was the ex wife, of course, was on the interview list. She reiterated that she and Will had a great relationship. She even got along great with Uloma, and they seemed happy. But she said Will had some issues with how Uloma handled her daughter Jackie. She felt like Jackie was too spoiled and she couldn't take responsibility. And that was causing issues between Will and Uloma.
Mm. So Jackie, which is Uloma's daughter, was interviewed as well. They say that she was uninterested and they had to really pull answers out of her like she did not want to talk. So she had like she didn't want to be there whatsoever. She said that she and Will had a great relationship, as did Will and Uloma. When she was asked about the relationship with Will and Chad, they said Jackie got a little defensive, but said, nah, they were cool. They were cool. Jackie was asked, I apologize, where she was on the night that Will was shot. She said that she and Chad were at the house on the west side of Cleveland, which again was his mom's house. They asked her where his mom lived. She said she could remember the address or she could remember Chad's phone number. Things that make you go, So they let Chad up in the system and they see Chad as a low level drug dealer, nothing major, just sells weed. So they make a point to bring him into the station. So he is asked where he was when Will was shot. He said he was with Jackie at his mama house on the west side of Cleveland. He was, really wasn't all that forthcoming either, but they had no evidence. So unfortunately, they had to let the boy go.
So neighbor, he just happens to get arrested on an unrelated charge, so he is in the perfect environment to be interviewed about 2 weeks later. But neighbor, he has an alibi for the night Will was killed. He said he was at a pizza spot with his girl, and he wasn't trying to get caught up in nothing else. So they offered him, or no, he offered to give them fingerprints, DNA, whatever. He already had enough issues, and he didn't need a murder charge added on.
My
His
man.
his alibi was verified, and he was cleared as a suspect. So in between this, Will was laid to rest on Monday, November 11, 2013 at the Cleveland Public Auditorium and Conference Center. Now listen, when I say Uloma showed out at the funeral, baby, she hit the full Tyler Perry production. Sis was falling out in the aisle, hollering, Lord, just take me now, take me home to glory. Like she was trying to hitchhike to heaven, and right then and there. Why I can't? I swear, is it only us that be acting a fool when somebody like? I really need to know this. Cause
I'm gonna be. I don't think white folks. It's a lot of stuff white folks don't do that we do. I don't think they. I don't think they act a fool at the funeral. They don't. I
they
mean,
don't have repass either. I found out
and that's the bad part of the funeral.
it is. Yeah, they don't have repass at the
Hey, look,
funeral.
lay it for you all. Let me tell
Depend
you,
on who
man.
do the food.
Let me tell. Look, Tiffany will tell you. Look, I done been to funerals and I didn't even know the dude, but I went because I knew who was cooking. All right, ain't nothing like no, know what I'm saying, chicken made out of a grieving mama. I'll tell you that, or some chicken made by auntie. Know what I'm saying? Who just want to help the family, or some macaroni. Man, y'all don't know what y'all missing, man. Sign me up for. I'm gonna open up a restaurant called Repairs. And
You
it's
know
all
what?
right.
That actually is not a bad idea.
Yes,
I mean, because repass
y'all
do be having some good food. Repass and baby shower food.
I'm
but
about
a
to say
baby
baby
shower got
showers.
meatballs.
You can make them. That is the easiest recipe to make. Just a FYI, make
But
some
I'm just
type.
saying, oh no, Repairs food is the best food because it's made from love and tears.
And you're gonna get a full meal at a repast. You know, baby
Yes,
shower is a bunch of like appetizer type stuff.
yes. Repairs, you gonna get your starch, your vegetable, your protein, your carb. Know what I'm
A
saying?
balanced meal.
The balanced meal and your dessert. It's gonna be some type of pound cake, yellow cake or yeah. Yeah, so Bucci Cats Inc. will be coming out with a repairs restaurant coming to a city near you. All right, my bad. So anyway, now I'm sure y'all wonder who Chris Hine is. Well, guess who Chris Hine is?
Where are you
Nuh-uh.
at? Where are you at, sir? I'm
What?
you all in the middle of my paragraph. Where are you?
Oh, well, my bad. I'm ready to go, man. Y'all got me excited about this repairs food, man.
So
I'm looking up
anyway,
funerals now.
ready to turn heads from the block to the bridal aisle? Then you need something custom from My Crafting Dreams, where we take your kicks and carry-ons from basic to blinding. We're talking fully blinged out Crocs, slides, Jordan 1s, Air Force 1s, and even bog bags that'll have folks stopping mid-stroll to say, "Where'd you get that?" Celebrating a birthday, getting married, hitting a girl's trip, or you just want to let the world know that you don't come to play. Let us customize your look from head to toe, literally. Visit mycraftingdreams.com to place your order and follow My Crafting Dreams on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook to see the magic for yourself. My Crafting Dreams, where your shoes, slides, and bags stay blinged, bold, and built to be seen. After she was trying to go home to glory with Will, they said, folks passing tissues, side eyes, because some of the performance was just a little too theatrical. Like, ma'am, are you grieving or are you auditioning?
Mm.
Detectives, they have no leads, barely any evidence. It came back that there was a fingerprint found on one of the shell casings that was found at the scene. A few months go by and the case is getting cold until the East Cleveland police get a tip from a man named Enrique Ramos. He said, "Look, I got some info. I know this dude, Isaiah Solomon. These dudes I know, Chad Paget and Chris Hines, quick to give up a nigga name though, right? Tried to get
Mhm.
Isaiah to shoot Will. But he said, nah. Enrique had a recording of a video of Isaiah and Chris discussing the murder in his garage, and he gave that to police. Now, I got something to say about that.
Please do.
There has never been a situation that I felt like I had to have my phone on deck to be prepared to record a conversation. Like, who does that?
Well,
The one who
apparently
shall
a
not
lot
be
of
named.
no, apparently people do now because I guess with the new iPhone update, you can record the call. I still ain't updated my phone, but apparently you can record the call. So
No, no, no.
apparently
But
people.
I get what she's saying though. Like if I'm ever in I don't need to be in that situation. Is what she's saying. I
I
would
mean,
never. But
but apparently it's for a reason. I is apparently people do
Clearly.
that.
yeah. So clearly though. So I got to get it. So I just really want to give props. I want to give him the Snitch of the Week award because this dude came out and said he even had a recording.
He had
Like,
receipts on
he
deck.
had receipts on deck. My type of snitch, right? Don't come with hearsay. He came with receipts, man. You know they was like, man, they probably gave that dude. They're like, look, man, we gonna get you a wing dinner from Kim's. You know what I'm saying? And a red pop and call it a day. So anyway, now I'm sure y'all wonder who Chris Hine is. I'm back on track, y'all. Chris Hine is Chad Padgett's cousin. So around this time, the phone records have finally came back, and they had gotten the phone records of Uloma, Jackie, Macklin, Ashley, and Chad. They are looking at the map for the records and how it all played out. So they could track Chad coming to Lampson Road from his house on the west side. So they like, yeah, we need to go ahead and pick up Chad, man. Chad didn't get found out.
So listen, the minute they brought Chad back into the station, it turned into a full-blown episode of the First 48 East Cleveland edition. They barely hit record on the camera, and this man was like, you want to know the whole story? Just the part where I messed up. They gave him a Sprite and some stale vending machine chips, and he started talking like he was at open mic night. I said, dang, Chad, you ain't even asked for a lawyer or your mama? Because, Cleveland stayed on First 48, and Chad just made sure they renewed the contract.
I don't know, man. Look, I don't know. Maybe he might be. You know what I'm saying? They neck and neck for snitch of the week. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you. When I say Tiffany, just real side note, Tiffany, you're a real one. When I say you be your brain just constantly thinking, man. You always got some type of ideas. So anyway, according to Chad, what had happened was, because that's how black folks stories always start. What had happened was, first and foremost, he was not the trigger man. So I just wanted to go out there and say, I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? He said that it was Uloma who arranged it. She told him that Will was abusive, and she was begging for help, saying that nobody would believe her because of who Will was in the community. So she said, listen, since nobody going to believe me, I give you 10 racks. 10 stacks if you would kill Will, right? That's jeez.
That
How do
ain't enough.
people
I keep telling y'all, that ain't even enough to
I
retain
mean,
an
but my
attorney.
thing, like, I don't know, and you can help me out, Danita, with this. Like, I be thinking, like, seriously, just the individual I am, right? And I have been in a situation where my money was very funny, you know what I'm saying? But there was never, a time like it was a time where when I was living in Shaker Heights, and they were going to my house. I was like 4 months behind on my house, my mortgage or whatever, right? And I mean, I'm stressed, but it was never a time where I thought, yeah, I'm willing to kill somebody for some money. Never. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't be understanding the malice in these
Especially
people.
not $10,000. Even in 2013, that wasn't enough to take
No.
to get a body. I'm sorry.
Okay, so how much would you how much you charging?
I mean, I'm not saying that I would
But
be
if
a
it
part of a murder for hire, but if I was, it definitely wouldn't be 10 stacks.
Okay, I respect it. Don't name your price. I get it. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't you know me, I be snitching.
If you know, you
I
know.
I look I could be setting you up right now, so don't even pay no attention to me, man. All right, my bad. Go ahead. Or nothing to
So, Chad was the type to be all up in the group chat talking big, talking about some we gonna handle this, I got you. But when it came time to actually pull the trigger, he froze like your mama's leftovers in the deep freezer. Soon as the
Mm.
pressure hit, he turned into FBI Junior talking about some I ain't even want to do it. I was just there for moral support. Sir, you scary and a snitch. That's a bad combination.
What will he say? Got to be more careful.
There you
Got
go.
to be
Got
more
to be.
careful.
He said he knew somebody who could do it though. According to Yoloma, that was cool, and he reached out to his cousin Chad. Oh, excuse me. Let me start over. He said that he knew somebody who could do it though. According to Yoloma, that was cool, and he reached out to his cousin Chris Hines. Yoloma had given him a couple $100 to buy a gun and as a down payment. Chris linked him up with Ryan Doherty, who agreed to kill Will for a couple $100 and some weed. Not stacks, not a bag, not even a plan. Just gas money in a dime bag, like this was a backyard bet. Only in Cleveland, baby. That's not a hitman. That's a Glenville corner boy with bad influences and no sense. You don't outsource a whole murder to somebody still wearing house shoes in public. Now, Chad is arrested on the spot. And you know, when you get arrested, they fingerprint you and run them through the system. Remember, we said there were some fingerprints found on one of the shell casings. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, it was Chad's fingerprints.
Mm, mm. So one man down, and at this point, everybody is shooketh. Like they start falling like dominoes. So Chris, Jackie, and Ryan, they all turn themselves in. So Ryan, he admits to being the shooter. Chris said he got the gun, and Jackie was like, "Well, I just knew what was gonna go happen." And then they all said it was Uloma who told him that Will was abusing her. And so when Uloma gets arrested, sis, she cool as a cucumber. No tears, no why me, no falling out. Just standing there like she was waiting on her number to be called to BMV. So you would have thought they picked her up for a parking ticket, not a whole murder charge. So the way she looked around like, is y'all serious? Girl, yes, extremely. They were ready for a breakdown, maybe a confession, maybe some fake crime. But Uloma, she looked at them like this was beneath her and said, "Get me an attorney." Real dramatic pause, like it was a climax of a Lifetime movie. The silence was like loud, and so was the guilt. But we'll get there.
Mm. So while they are still in the building, their case while they're still building their case, Yoloma sits in jail with no bond at all. Right? They found the text from the night of the murder. It was supposed to look like a robbery gone wrong. So she had texted Jackie telling him you can come home. Or telling her, I apologize, you can come home now, which they found out was a code for set the plan in motion. Ryan and Chad had a friend, Yanetta, who they had asked for a ride. He thinking, he going to pick up some weed. He dropped them off at Will's house thinking that Will was the weed man. When they got back in the car and he realized what they had did, he made them get right out the car because what the heck? So they had to walk to the rapid to get back to the west side. I am not mad at that brother. Now he deserves, you know what I'm saying, the man of the year right there. That's what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? The minute that you see some nonsense, man, you gotta get out the car. I don't want no smoke. I don't want nothing to do with it.
I wonder what made his mama name him Yanetta.
Yeah, cause I ain't gonna lie, I thought that was a girl name at first. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's yeah, I don't know, man. These young mamas.
Yeah, you got
Maybe got
questions.
maybe got two fathers. I don't know.
But anyway, um, after Will was shot, Uloma played the role of the concerned wife, of course. When Uloma was arrested, her daughter Jessica said, "My mom is a pathological liar, a hurtful person, but I never imagined she could also be a cold hearted killer. I cannot even think of how this is possible. But I wouldn't put it past her. I'm so disgusted. I'm so hurt. The way she performed at the funeral, I really felt bad."
And the crazy is that's your daughter talking about you. Like, man, that's horrible. So anyway, September 14, 2015, Yoloma was officially indicted on a count of aggravated murder with a firearm specification, conspiracy, murder, felonious assault with a firearm specification, to which she pled not guilty on all charges.
So while Uloma was sitting in jail awaiting trial, probably sipping through a hymnal and pretending to be misunderstood, the truth came out. She had never had breast cancer. Yep, the whole "I'm dying
Lord
here"
have mercy.
health
Hey, wait,
insurance.
wait, hold on. Ain't this the second case we did where they lied about cancer? We
Mm,
had another one, remember? And we was like, what even happened with the cancer? And like, yeah, this is our second case where somebody lied about cancer.
it's not coming to me right now. My brain is shot though. I don't know.
All right. Yeah, so if one of the listeners are listening and they mention the case and tell us what it is, I'll get you lunch. You just gotta put it in our DMs. Go ahead.
Whew, you and this lunch. So,
I know, right?
no, right. So she never had breast cancer. A bold face, straight to your face, made for TV lie. Like, dang. Murder. Well, they say if you lie, you cheat, you steal. So, and then you kill.
True.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
So doctors confirmed that she had never been diagnosed. Not a test, not a scan, not a single medical record. Sis lied about cancer to get a man and a marriage. Then she tried to spin it into murder. It's giving scammer, manipulator. And on top of that, she had ran that man's credit into the ground. She had
Ah,
opened
good
all
Lord.
types of accounts in his name, and all those angry calls Will was getting was probably from them unpaid bill collectors. I guess Ulama thought she could clear the debt with his life insurance money. But guess what? The beneficiary was still his ex-wife, Rita.
Mm, won't he do it? Won't he do it? God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good.
That man's still dead. She killed him.
No, I know that, man. I
But
did at the wrong time again.
yes,
Ah,
wrong.
jeez.
Mind you, Uloma and Will had only been married 5 months at the time of his death. Didn't even give that man a breather to get his affairs in order. Ryan Doherty, our trigger man, he had another pending charge for robbery where he shot a victim. So he was already in a mess and he needed all the grace he could get. So he took a plea in exchange for a lesser sentence of aggravated murder and agreed to testify against Uloma. He got a sentence of 23 to life.
That's
Now,
crazy. Go ahead.
he was the one who just pointed them in the direction of the person who was going to actually do the killing, right?
No, he was a
No,
trigger
he the
man.
one that shot. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Okay.
now Chris, that's the one. We about to talk about
No,
him now.
Oh, okay.
Chad.
Yeah.
No.
No, no, I'm sorry. I apologize. Chad.
Chad
I'm sorry.
was basically the middleman.
Yeah, Chad was the middleman. No,
Okay.
no, no. I apologize. I no, you're right. I meant that Chad was the middleman. He the one was talking mad stuff in the group chat, but Chris
Then
is the one
Chris
that
was
actually.
the one who got the gun for him,
Yeah,
and then Ryan was the one who actually pulled the trigger.
I know. There's too
Okay.
many people,
Yeah, I
man.
say
Yeah,
there's too many people involved in one
too
situation.
many
That's
people
why
involved, right? Know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So Chris had planned to go ahead and go to trial because he really wasn't even involved at all like that. But right before jury selection was about to start, he took a last minute plea deal for aggravated murder and conspiracy and was sentenced to 18 years in exchange for a testimony against Uloma. Like, dude, like you literally giving up 18 years of your life for what? Like this stupidity is at an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm dead serious, man.
yeah.
Chad pled guilty to involuntary manslaughter and conspiracy and was given 28-year sentence in exchange for a testimony against Uloma. That don't even include the charge where he shot somebody when he robbed them. So it's close to say that, you know what I'm saying, he will be giving up Bucci Cat in jail for a very long time. So Jackie, who is Uloma's daughter, was given less than 2 years in juvenile detention center for pleading guilty to conspiracy for her testimony. So the whole family, man, just need to go straight to hell. Just throwing it out there, man. They all trash. Except the one daughter who said her mama was a nothing. No, that's the only one. But
What about
everybody
her
else,
son?
man.
He wasn't involved
I
either.
don't know. We don't know that. I did. You know what? He did by association. He guilty by association.
So Yoloma went to trial June 21st, 2014, and her trial lasted 10 days. Jackie did testify against her mama and said Yoloma told her, "No one would believe I would have a bunch of kids to kill someone when I know people that could." Sounds like she should have got those people.
Mm,
Also at her trial, her ex-husband slash baby daddy Macklin Sr. got up on the stand and said that Uloma confessed to him via a letter that said, "I, Uloma Walker Curry, hereby told Chad Paget to kill William Walker." His testimony wasn't considered to be credible. He had an extensive criminal history, including intimidation of a victim. He also said that Uloma left an urn of William's remains in a car that she knew was about to be repoed. He
that's
also let it
devastating.
slip.
Cold blooded.
He also let it slip that he had beef with Uloma because she testified against him in a rape case as a witness. Hmm. He did end up being acquitted of the rape charges. Uloma, she didn't take the stand at all.
Because a lie gonna lie and a killer gonna kill. Mm. So after 2 hours of deliberation, what were they doing in them 2 hours? Would y'all happen to know?
They was ordering some B&Ms.
Yeah, you know they would because they probably they probably called an hour before that to order open pit and it took them an additional 2 hours to get it and eat it because you know they take forever. Because the Yoloma was found guilty on all charges. She was sentenced to life in prison without parole with an additional 11 years to be served consecutively. Why do they even do that?
I think it just to piss you
I mean,
off
yeah, I think it's
because I
yeah,
think
they
it's
do it,
just the
yeah,
weight of the situation, the gravity of it is just
like yeah, we're
heavy.
giving you life without the possibility of parole, and we throwing 11 years on. Take that, take that, take that. Shout out to P. Diddy. She filed for an appeal in 2019 on the basis of the court incorrectly applying a harmless error rule. The court affirmed her sentence, and she is serving her time in the Dayton Correctional Facility in Dayton, Ohio, where she, yeah, deserves. So that was the story of the unbelievable Yoloma and the unfortunate William Wright. May he rest in heaven.
Walker.
Yeah, 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 Walker. It wasn't right what she did. That's what I was trying to say. You know what I'm saying? It,
Good recovery right there.
exactly. So now that brings us to our favorite segment called
Love, Lies, and Alibis.
Okay. So Danita, you're the one that created this. And guess what? We need you to read it. So she the one that created the Love Lies Alibi, Love Lies and
I
Alibis
don't
question. I
I
sent it
don't
to
have
you.
it in front of
I
I
me.
got
sent it
it
to
for
you.
once.
Yes. See, I'm on top. No, I sent it to her.
You sent it to me where?
I just
Oh,
texted it to you just now because I'm on top of mine.
well, my
Jeez.
phone is on Do Not Disturb.
Okay, well, I disturb you. All right.
And how come? Wait, well, let me just say this: y'all wasn't gonna tell me about all these grammatical. I mean, these errors on here. This is all jacked up.
Well, I just felt
I
look,
can't even spell.
I knew you were struggling. And, you know, when a person I don't know how to spell either, so I already knew what you were trying to say. So I was good with it. You know what I'm saying? So
It's not that I be typing so fast, and I don't. And some of my keys be sticking, and I usually go back, but I wasn't going back to doing the correction. I'm over here like, dang, they didn't even tell me this was all type of jacked up.
I mean, look, man, it is what it is,
I
man. We
just
just
talked until you were Russian. I knew what you meant, so I just went with it.
yeah, that's what I said. We knew what you meant, you know? Yeah, you good. All right, you ready?
Better for the company.
I'm ready.
All right. So what's the question?
Question of the week. If you or your partner were unable to fulfill your sexual duties, would you allow them to seek sexual satisfaction from elsewhere? And if so, how would you structure it? Would they get a hall pass ever so often? Would you adopt a don't ask, don't tell policy? Or would you end the relationship?
All right, since you asked the question, you go first, girl. What would you do?
See, I don't know
Well, why
because,
ask the question then?
well, listen, let me let me cook. So I think that I can be quite creative. So what you can't accomplish one way, you can accomplish another. You know what I'm saying? But if it was for some reason like I was completely just ill or whatever, I don't know. I might be able to give him some grace if I just can never do it again.
I mean, so that means okay, I get you. I'm not about to. I get you. So you're saying if you were completely like if you were unable to do
More like a
nothing,
don't ask, don't tell, nigga. Just be respectful with that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I
look,
just
let me
can
tell you, niggas,
never
hey,
ever
look,
give it to you.
yeah, niggas ain't gonna be respectful. We gonna be out there wilding. I'm gonna let you know that now. I'm just saying some people. I ain't gonna say me personally, but I'm just saying people, men would be out there wilding. But I get you though. So if you would say, what about you, Tiffany?
Okay. Oh, okay. I've misread this question. Okay, if you're unable to.
Yeah, for whatever reason, like I don't know if you sick, if you got hit by a car, your legs don't work, and
Yeah, if
well,
it's
the coop
something
still
like
work.
that, I mean, and I personally can't. I mean, yeah, you ain't about to just be out. You just go ahead and leave me. Just leave me.
Oh, just leave.
Yeah, just leave.
Oh
Cause
man.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't take like I know you out. My mind will run crazy, and I worry myself to death. Just leave.
Okay, so what about if it was your partner? If it was your partner who y'all, you know, were doing good and something happened where he wasn't able to perform. And we okay, so let's just clarify that for people. The sexual duties, when I think of sexual duties, I'm thinking about all of it, right? You know, and I'm, you know, I'm not getting explicit, but all of it. So I would say like everything. So you're not getting nothing. There's no nothing. They're not getting nothing, basically, right? Is that what you meant?
Well, that's one way, I guess. I was just
Yeah.
being general. So
Okay,
yeah, if
I
you
got you. Yeah.
absolutely cannot, then yeah.
Okay, so okay, now with that being said, Tiffany, what about the gentleman, the guy, your
If
your
you
your?
absolutely cannot, I mean, honestly, not having sex don't bother me. So I mean, like if he was a good dude, and I mean, and something happened, honestly, that not having sex don't bother me. So I don't. I think I'd be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, go ahead and get you a bunch of cats and call it a day.
See, I'm with you on that one though, Tiffany, because that's not the biggest thing for me. You know what I'm saying? You can have a very great relationship without it even coming down to sex. So I'm with you on that. If it was actually him that couldn't perform, I would still be with him. I wouldn't have to cheat on him. You know,
Yeah,
if
like
I
I said,
loved him and he was a good dude. Yeah, of course.
yeah, I'm like I'm 2 years and some change and counting. I'm like, and it don't bother me in the least. So I'm like, if I had that companionship, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'd rather deal with a if I have a good man and that's just one thing he can't do, I'll take that over dealing with them niggas out in the streets any day. I'm good.
Facts.
But if it was if the situation
Man,
was flipped, I'd be like, nigga, go ahead and leave me. Just leave.
no, I get it, man. Look,
Cause
go ahead and
that's like more like mental, especially to a woman. Like, cause I mean, cause like we think of, like I say, well, you know, like is a difference when a man does like when a man goes out and he does what he does with another woman. Like y'all, it's just physical to y'all. Like it's not emotional, like none of that. But in our mind, it's a whole. We're gonna make it out and be this whole thing because like it's because we don't think
but
like
you
that.
allowed me to though. You gave me that. You told me to, right? So you
I
still
don't care
would
if I
think that
told
way?
you to or not. Just I tell you to do something, don't mean I actually want you to go and do it.
Okay, now that's the craziest thing I ever heard in my life, right there, man. That's what's wrong with me. Right there. That right there, some
No, I
rabbits
mean
wrong
like
with a lot of
because
women.
You
I'm like
supposed to
like if
read
I
my
tell you, I
mind.
wouldn't
I was about
expect
no,
you to be
that's
like,
that right.
no,
You know what?
love, I would
Y'all
never
just
do something
stop.
like that to
Y'all
you.
both just said something that summarizes the women right there. One said, "When I tell you to do something, don't mean I want to do it." You said, "Well, you're supposed to read my mind." That just speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying? Of the struggles we as
You know
men
me
go
well
through.
enough to know
No,
what I really
Exactly.
mean.
but how?
Forget what I said, but
Okay,
you
so
better
what?
know what I mean.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. So what? You gonna give me a little wink when you say it? Like, go ahead and do it. Wink.
No,
Like,
but
like,
if we're married or whatever, and you know me and you know how I feel about things, you even if I said like, hey, like if that's what you want to do, I would expect you to be like, I love you for offering, but I would never do that to you. So yeah, you
I
supposed
ain't
to
about to
know.
lie to you. You just gave me. I'm gonna be like, man, look, you a real one for that. Hey, look, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I already know who it's gonna be. So let me, but I'm not me. I'm making a joke out of it. I don't want to clip it. Okay, so like me on the hand. So it would be okay if you're dating somebody, right? We're dating, we're kicking it, we're in that 8-year thing like they were, and we wasn't married then. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you want, you do whatever. Now we're talking about marriage, right? Marriage. We're talking about in the eyes of God, and we gave each other vows through better, through worse, through sickness or health. Then I would just have to say no. I would have to say that I would not want to. I mean, as hard as it would be for me to do that, I wouldn't step out. And if she gave me the option to do it, okay, I wouldn't step out, do it, and I wouldn't expect her to step out. Plus, I mean, for women, yeah, they got a rose. They say that thing taking men's wives girl all day long. Know what I'm saying? So just get you one of them and everything, and I'll watch you.
It's not. I say like it's a difference. Like it's not like you. Yeah, never mind. It's not the same.
Right.
What?
It's not the same.
I mean, I would imagine it's not. Know what I'm saying? Not, but I'm just saying it's something to hold you over though. It's better than nothing, right? You with me? No? Okay. Uh we gonna go to the listeners because
Okay, so
obviously
let's see.
Divina Martin said, I would try to get creative, but other people aren't an option for me. If that doesn't work, I end it. Okay, I feel you.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
Asia says sometimes the best eggplant emoji comes from a man you can't stand. So I'll have the best of both worlds. My man I love, and then the great peen I can have when I want and leave alone, and when I don't. And for me, not being able to perform where there's a will, there's a way. I don't know.
Okay, I get that. So she's saying that she got a side, but like you said, but like a lot of women, well, I ain't gonna say a lot, but from the experience that I heard of, and I know, usually when women are in a situation where they're getting good, whatever you say, them emotions start to open up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Mhm.
it ain't just that easy. You know what I'm saying? When you get it, and then you could just leave that alone, and go back home. No, them emotions, because you like, oh man, I'm really starting to so I don't think that's gonna be the case. Asia, just throwing it out there. Okay, Takita, what's her name? Okay, oh, she told me Lakita. Her name is Lakita, right? She told me in the thing. If by chance this one is read, my name is. She said she can't even spell. She said my main Mane is Lakita. Learn how to spell with your slow ass. Anyway, if I couldn't perform, I'm going and end it because adding someone else is not an option. I'll set him free. If he couldn't perform, I'll stay because his mouth still works. Okay. I mean, women do it all day long with other women, so I
Wait,
don't know.
what?
I'm saying though, she said if his mouth will work, she'll stay. I said when women are in relationship with other women, that's all y'all just scissor and link, right? So that it'd be just the same like you was in a.
Willie. Willie, just stop.
Thank you. Thank you.
What? No, are you missing the point? I'm trying to be look
No,
again.
I think you're missing the
Yeah, I
No,
think
point.
you're missing the point
no,
too.
she
Yeah.
said that, look, I'll stay because his mouth will still work. I said, okay, at least because if you like when women are with other women,
Well, we
know what
don't.
I'm
I would
saying?
differ. But
But
does
but
that have
see
to
that
do?
has nothing to do with
Right. That's
anything
what I'm
Oh.
because
saying. Like that has nothing to do.
men do that to women all the time. So that
Okay,
has
well,
no.
you know what? That's why I'm not built for this. All right. You don't want to ask the question, god darn it. Know what I'm saying?
So anyway, Crystal says sex is important to me. I faked it for 12 years and I would never do that shit again. Bye bye.
She said she faked it. Cuzzo, you faked it for 12 years. That's a long time.
You know, because I had to like when you said the question in my mind, all I'm thinking about is if he couldn't perform, like the sex was trash, and I had a totally
Oh,
different answer, and that's why I had to think on it for a second because if the shit is just trash and you can't fix it, I got to go because life is too short to have bad sex. So
but
let's
but
just
okay, wait, you contradicted yourself because you just said if he couldn't do it at all, you will stay.
that no, look here, that's two different things. Like if you are physically unable, that's one thing, but if it's
I
just
swear,
trash, it's just trash, and
women.
I'm not
I
gonna stay
love
here for
this.
that.
I love the fact that I'm actually on here with two women because it just proved my point. Y'all really be y'all don't know what y'all be talking about. Y'all don't know what y'all want.
No,
I do
Y'all
know
no.
what it makes perfect sense because okay, so if
It
you are
makes no
physically,
sense. No
it does.
sense.
First,
If you for some like medical
Don't
reason
agree
you
with
are
that, Danita, because she a
unable.
girl. Don't do that.
No, but if you
no,
are unable to perform because of the fact that you have like a condition, it's something medically wrong and you cannot, that's one thing. I can't fault you for something that's not your fault. But if it's just trash, it's just trash. And I'm
That's
gonna
not his
continue to
fault
have
either.
trash
If he
sex
don't
the
know
rest
what
of
he
my life.
doing, oh
but
my
see when we,
goodness,
no. You got to start here. You got to start here. First of all, if the sex is trash, it ain't going too far anyway. So we're not even gonna get into that realm of should I stay, should I
man.
go? Because
First of
I'd
all,
have
y'all
already
okay?
checked
That
them
you right.
juices.
I got you. You not okay. I get that. I get that. So the moral of the story is, um, I don't even know what the moral of the story is, man. So just try not to get any major injuries or sicknesses that prevent you from stroking and poking. That's all I'm gonna say. With that being said, that is the wait. Do we got any more? No, that I ain't about to read. Old girl, so her be long. She be typing them long messages. I can't even find it no more. What's her name? The one girl who I said she was dragging a wagon. What's her name?
Yvette.
That's Yvette.
Yvette
Yeah,
says,
her
I
be
have
too
had
long, man.
boyfriends that things
Then
stopped
she gonna
thinking.
read it.
Even though I tried to keep it going and try to be creative, one even sought medical treatment and it just didn't work out. I also think it matters how you feel about your partner too. I am completely in love with my partner and he's older, so I'm sure at some point it may stop thinking. He got a mouth, large fingers, and he's teachable, so I feel like everything will be fine. Also, hell no, a pass is not an option.
All right, I respect that. First of all, let's get you straight. You know what I'm saying? Just because you old don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? All right, because my grandfather is a prime example of that. You know what I'm saying? He is in his 70s. You know what I'm saying? And had a baby. So, you know what I'm saying? Just
My
make
daddy, my daddy's 77 years old and just got married in August.
and you know
Well,
him.
Okay,
remarried.
They not
my
marrying
daddy
just for
my
love
daddy will
either.
be 80 and my little brother just turned 22. So my daddy was damn near 60 popping out having kids.
Yeah, so that just because they old don't mean that. Just take care of yourself. Just make sure you take care of yourself. Beet juice, watermelon, and plenty of exercise. So with that being said, that's our love lies and alibis question of the week. Remember that we do post it every Tuesday. And if you would like, you can leave a comment. We would definitely read it. If you have a name that is pretty hard to pronounce, you can always break it up in syllables, like Lakia did, or whatever the girl name did. I forgot it already. And I'd be
And
more than happy.
also,
Huh? What?
and if you also have a suggestion on a question, we would love to hear it as well because I mean, it's only so many questions we can ask, and I'm
I
starting to get
know
burnt
DM,
out.
and again, it could be about whatever. It don't got to be. It's whatever pertaining to religion. It could be whatever. Don't say it could be a question about how would you like financially in the household. Is it 50? Whatever you want to do. That's all I'm saying. Whatever question. And make sure that you join our group, Love Lies and Alibis. It's on Facebook. That's how you're able to submit the question. And like I said, we rock with you. We a family. We be on there with Danita. We be on there kicking it, don't we?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. We be on there kicking it. You see, she was able to do a guest host because she
Yeah, yeah, so she won our contest to be a guest
yeah, she won
host.
her contest to be a guest host, man. You did actually good, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
Okay, we
you fit
enjoyed
right in.
having you.
It was
Yeah.
a pleasure being here. I was nervous at first, but I made it through.
What were you nervous about? I'm just curious.
I don't know.
I
It's
mean,
always that fear of the unknown. When you have never done something, then there's a little bit of anxiety that might creep up.
oh yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah, it was cool.
like living close to Buckeye. Yeah, that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Shots fired, huh? Okay.
All right, go ahead, Tiffany. Oh yeah, we got our girl Khadijah. Make sure you guys. Her birthday was last Sunday, man. And
Last
y'all didn't
Sunday.
show up or show out. Know what I'm saying? I just want to throw that
They
out
didn't
there.
know she got some donations for her birthday. Don't do that.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, she did.
Oh, well, I appreciate y'all for showing up and showing out. My bad, player. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be knowing everything like that. Tiffany take care of the logistics, financially,
Everything.
the writing, the setting up everything. She takes care of all that. You know what I'm saying? I have my
Just
role
here
in
so you
this.
don't get fined, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I'm here so I don't get fired. I got my role in this relationship and friendship and business partnership. So y'all don't need to know all that. But the point I'm making is, Khadija, I appreciate you guys for donating to Khadija. It was her birthday. We got some unfortunate news. Unfortunately, the family of Jeremy Brown is in the process of suing Khadija and her mama in a civil suit for wrongful death. So she's gonna need some type of legal help. So whatever you guys can do, please donate anything possible. Except canned goods. That ain't gonna help. We need money. Okay.
I can't stand you. You know what? Just and off topic, just for just a second. Why did they used to have us like donating canned goods? Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but if you was like really like y'all couldn't do better. Like, y'all couldn't just take up a collection and then just buy real food, because now y'all giving us all this processed food that they gonna tell us is gonna kill us. So basically,
But
y'all
not
was just
even
trying to
that
kill us.
though. Not even that. The canned goods that like my mama would give me, it was always just so we didn't eat. So it was like it was like the peas and the carrots, like the canned foods that wasn't no good. Know what I'm saying? Like the one with the dents in it, or like canned beets,
Canned
canned
potatoes.
potatoes. Yeah, those are the ones, man. I know them. I know them holy people. Like, man, you got to be. Come on, man. Whoop, I'm about to go rob somebody. Yep. All right, my bad. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So back on topic. I don't know. That just kind of. I used to just always wonder, like, do people really even eat these? Like, when they used to have all those canned food drives when we were in elementary school. Yeah. Okay, but
That's
anyway.
the stuff you see at the food banks.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. That's yeah. It's never not. You ain't gonna go there and see no Mexican corn or no. Know what I'm saying? Or no. I don't know. No. You might see the fruit salad with the one with they always give you out of the whole can only one cherry and it'd be always a half of
Fruit
one. Yeah,
cocktail.
fruit cocktail. Yeah. You might see that when the only fruit in it was pears and peaches and, and sugar juice. That's it. All right, go ahead. My bad, man. We can't.
So,
I'm sorry, Tiffany. Go ahead. This your show, girl. Go ahead.
yeah. After you like you say that, and then you want to say something else, I was just trying to wait you out, and make sure you ain't had nothing else to say.
I'm done.
Um. Yeah, we're still coming to Atlanta. I know I done said this every week. The dates, the meetup is coming. It's coming. I'm just waiting on the word. It's coming. Um, and then July 12th, we'll be in Cleveland at our 1 year anniversary meet and greet. We have made it to a year. This year has flown by, and like I said, we just want to say thank y'all for rocking with us this long. Say everything is going to be free. The details are on all of our socials. It's the Cleveland Metro Parks, the Bedford Lost Meadows location. It's a private location. There's gonna be free food. There's gonna be free drinks. We're gonna have a DJ. We have special guests coming. There's activities for the kids, so bring the kids. Like I say, we just plan to have a very good time. You'll be able to shop with some dope black vendors. And I'm saying, if you're interested in vendor space, we do have a few tables left. You can just contact us for that. Ad space is still available. You can send us an email for that, podcast@melaninmysteries.com. I think that's all I got.
Yeah,
Right?
that's it. All right, and well, okay. Then anything you want to say? I don't know if you got any side hustles or anything you want to shout out. Your
Nah.
OnlyFans page, nothing like that.
Nah, not too crazy.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. All right, and thank you again. We appreciate you, man. You did good. We appreciate you listening and actually being on the show with us. We truly do. So take us
Thanks
out,
for
girl.
having me.
Oh, no doubt. Take us out, girl.
Oh, sorry.
What is wrong with you today?
People are
Grad season.
it is, and people are still talking to me, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. Okay, so just remember that love should not come with a life sentence, so make sure you choose freedom and not felonies.
All right, take it easy.
Peace.